What's good? This is Marcus the Fingaz back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk all about the SWAM instruments from audio modeling. Before we get into that, go to defingaz.com/free plugins, defingaz.com/free plugins for free plugins gear, guys. For free plugins that you can use in your music productions and music mixing projects. Free plugins, defingaz.com/free plugins. Audio Modeling is an incredible company. They make probably one of the best, I would say the best orchestral sounds that are modeled. These are not based on samples. These are based on modeling. You can go to their website. I'll include a link to their website where you can find out more about their instruments. What we're going to go over today is their instrument packages on iOS, on the iPad specifically, but it's also available, just announced over the holiday season, on iPhone. I have here the App Store opened up. I have a couple of these sounds. I don't have all these sounds, but you have all these bundles you can dive into. Again, it is definitely an investment, but if you are doing that orchestral stuff, you can have these sounds readily available for you to make music on your iPad or on desktop. And there are also ways where you can connect your iPad to the desktop. I won't go over that today, but I'm going to do a whole nother video on how you can do that. So let's get into it. I think I have a couple strings, a couple of the woodwinds and things like that. And also, full disclaimer, the great team over at Audio Modeling did provide some of these sounds, and I also purchased a couple of my own. So shout out to Audio Modeling for doing that. So let's go into some of the sounds I have. Again, some of these bundles here, just to give you an idea of some of the prices, like the saxophone bundle, I think total is about $90. I have a couple of those there, so that knocks the price down to $60. You have the strings bundle, so I would say start with the strings bundle where you can get for $90. And again, I have a couple of those, so that knocks the rest down to $30. Or you can get individual instruments for $30 each. So you can get, if you want, I would say get a violin and cello, start there, and then get you a flute, and then a saxophone and a trumpet. And then if you have room left, I would say get a clarinet and bassoon. So a little bit of each family, but definitely start with violin and cello first, and then get you some of the horns, and then get you some woodwinds, and work that way. And then if you have it, you can maybe get into the bundles. But let's see how it sounds. We're going to jump over to the ones I have. This is all the ones I have, and we're going to go in the order here. I don't have them listed in any type of order, but I probably should. So actually, let's start with, I'm going to move this around here, violin and cello. So we're going to start with the violin. And just right here in the UI, what I really like, I have a volume pedal that I use under my keyboard for expression, and then I use this for vibrato, which is also modulation, and like any other app. And this is just right out the box what you get. And it actually adapts its articulation based on how you play. And you see a range here on the iPad. You see the range of keyboards at the bottom there that you can use. For most of these, I just like using it out the box. It sounds great. And again, I'm usually blending it with some other sounds or using it in the Logic Pro X on the Mac computer. But you have so many other options here. You can adjust different levels for expressivity. You have different play modes. You have the timbre. You can adjust the pitch. You can get into some advanced options there. And then you can also do some MIDI things. If you have an MPE keyboard, you can do some of that for this programming and things. You also have some options up top where you can get in and adjust sort of the preset list, the sound of the violin itself. You can go into some of the MIDI settings. You have the panic option there. So you have so many options. You can reset things. I usually don't dive in, like I said, to any of those things. I might adjust the timbre a little bit if I want to try to adjust some things on the instrument. I usually don't go into the pitching and things like that or any of the advanced. Some of those are locked, and I believe there is a way where you can unlock them. But again, I really don't dive in too much into that part. I really just get in here. You do have some bow polyphony, so I can do mono. I can do double. I can turn the sordino off. And you hear this, this wheel is doing vibrato. And then I'm doing expression there. So you can really get some dynamic. I try to hold down some chords. I'm usually doing only one note at a time. But you do have some options for poly here if I go down to double hold. Again, very expressive there. I'm going to close this so I don't get more sounds coming through. And then we're going to go back to the cello. This is the third edition of their cello here. Very similar settings. So I won't go over all the settings, but I will play some sounds here. very expressive. You have some other options with the bow lift. You can have off string, on string. You have different play modes. So if I go to pizzicato here, you see the picture of the finger on there. Going crazy there. Let's see. You have collegno, which is when they turn the bow around and hit the instrument with the back of the bow, the wooden part of the bow. What else we have? And back to bow. And I really like, again, how the articulation, which is how the instrument is played, changes based on your velocity of your finger playing. So that's short, then that's legato. So it's very adaptive to how you play. So that is the cello. Let's listen to, what do I have next here? The trumpet. I really like the horn sounds in here because they have some dynamics in there that really, really sort of bite and get through. I really like the shake. I actually use this. I was doing a beta testing for them a couple years ago, and I used this on a project that isn't out yet. Hopefully I can get this song to come out. But the horn section at the end, I use these plugins for that. Then we can add some growl. So you hear how the growl's coming in. And then if we have pipe gesture, you can have half valve. And then we can also go into some mutes. Add that jazz sound. And then you have different types of mutes here. That's the horn. And again, you have the same sort of options there, similar options with the settings and things. But I really just like to get in there, find my articulations. You do have some effects in here I didn't go over in the last plugins. You have compressors, EQs, reverb, different reverb time, early reflections. You have an EQ in there you can turn on or off if you want to really dive in and not go to any third-party plugins to control your sound. I also have breath noise in this option. When you're programming horns, you want to make sure you have your MIDI set up so that the horn player could play a breath or take a breath in between phrases. So it might be hard for them to play something like. So you want to try to have some breaths in there, like. So a little bit of breaths in there sort of helps make the instrument literally breathe and the player breathe. That is trumpet. I'm not going really fast through these. Next we have soprano saxophone sounding like this. I just really love these sounds. Let's see what else we have. Overblow. So when I play it hard, you hear that blowing coming in, pause. Then we also have the ground, which I love. I'm playing in like A minor, if you want to know the key. You also have key noise here. So you hear a little bit of that clicking coming through. We're gonna do slide. Turn the key noise down. Man, I love these sounds. Shout out to the audio modeling team. Next we have flute. So we're getting into the woodwinds. Yeah, here's growl. Maybe we can do some slide. You have different styles here. I didn't notice this before, but there's a jazz. There are literally dozens of jazz styles. Ethnic. Then Then we have all the way from class, probably classical. I didn't give him a chance to breathe. Here's flutter. Again, I'm having way too much fun with these sounds, and these are incredible. Next, we have contrabass. Oh, contrabassoon. Sorry, contrabass. Almost has the timbre of a like a tenor saxophone. Slide. You also have warm, bright warmness. So I wasn't changing this on any of the last ones, but again, you can go in here and dive in and make them your own and go through all the settings. Here's another bright option. Another warm. It's insane. And you hear the different smooth. I can, like I said, I can do this all day. We're gonna make sure I close the contrabassoon because next we have the bassoon, which should be the higher pitched. So you hear the different timbre there. Slide. Yes, I've growl. We can go through, bright, warm, smooth. Again, sounds incredible. That is the bassoon. Next, we have the English horn. Again, you can have fun with that. Let's see, we have horn 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 horns, 6 horns. And again, you can go into play modes and you can have different expressivity, timbre, pitch. You can go in there and have fun with all those settings. In the panic option, if you happen to have a note sticking or something like that, let's go to, there are some presets here. So there's this Barocco. Let's see what that sounds like. So those presets will give you some different effects. That has some reverb going in there. So like I said, you can dive in here and get to some of those different options. Classical. If you have an external MIDI controller like I have, you can do some mapping there. And then we have pop. Then the default. And then you can also go in there and save your own. So you have a lot of options here with the audio modeling SWAM plugins. Let's go into the Oboe. Add some growl. We have six oboes. And again, we can go into some of those other styles here. Classical. Then pop. Like I said, I can play these sounds all day. Yeah. And then last but not least, we have the Euphonium. And I'm going to play that a little bit for you. And you see down here, we have some pipe valve options again. And you have that shake going on. We have half value. Yeah, so you have some options there. You have some different phasing. Then we have mutes. Trying to do a little jazz, well, sort of like jazz song there. Here's a couple on mute. Yeah, sounds insane. Yeah, insane. That one is the Euphonium. And that was last but not least. So I would say, of course, these sounds are insane and incredible. I would say if you had to start with just one at the beginning, start with the violin, then go to cello, then get you some brass, flute, and then some other woodwinds and things like that. But violin, cello first. Again, we will go to the violin. I'm going to play a couple of these articulations. Farins. We have Farins, and we have Venetia. We have electric violin. Yeah. And then again, you have some of these presets. Country, Gypsy, Jazz, Mozart, Pop, That's it. Shout out to, man, that's insane. Shout out to Audio Modeling SWAM. Definitely check these out. They are also available. My desktop just went to sleep. They are also available on the desktop. I will include links to all of this stuff on the App Store and also the desktop. Like I said, they are a definite investment. If you want, you should you maybe want to wait for some deals coming around the corner. Not around the corner, but around the holidays. They just had some great deals around Black Friday, so you missed out on that. But if you want to wait and save up, but definitely start with your strings or whatever you need at the moment. If not, just buy the whole bundle because it's there. So definitely check that out. Again, shout out to Audio Modeling for providing some of these SWAM instruments at no charge. And also, shout out to you for checking this out. More videos on the way. way. Also, this has been a while since I've done any iPad reviews. This is the first iPad review I've done in a long time, but I will share some more information about iPad plugins you can use. If you check out my free plugins guide, I'm going to actually update it just for you to include some free iPad plugins that you can use in your music productions. So go to thefingers.com, check out the free plugins gear guide for free plugins that you can use on your desktop and on iOS. So there you go. Be safe and be well, everyone. More music, more videos on the way. All right. Peace.